Hey, so it's year one, day 62. All the rafters are in, and the overlook extensions are done. So they lock in there and they go into a notch there and then they extend out. And I started the first two rafter support braces. So those are important. So if there's a downward force, it doesn't make the walls kick out. It kind of locks them in because they can't extend past the length of that board. So one thing I want to talk about, just like mistakes with the rafters, there were a few. So here's one of them. I didn't even know I could do this, but I actually drove a nail through the rafter plate. So this one only has 3 of the 4 nails holding it in place on the beam. So that was interesting. A common mistake that I tried to mitigate as much as possible was just trying to get the rafters as close to from here touching there. So like you could see a lot of them, there's a gap. In this corner in particular was not very good. That one has the biggest gap right there. But once I kind of got in the swing of it, I ended up getting them closer on. And then same thing with the tails, you know, you can kind of see some of these are locked in pretty good, but some of them there's a little more space. So like there's one that I kind of missed. So and then interestingly, once I took the brace off the middle connecting piece, it actually stayed pretty perfectly lined up. So that to me just makes it feel like everything was good. So one big improvement this go around was just doing the measurements the way that I did. Everything was spot on, perfect. The only other thing that's a little weird is this the center joist actually came up off the support arm right there once I started locking in the rafters. So I found that interesting. The other end stayed locked in. One other pain point was the ends, like toenailing the end piece in was very difficult, and in a couple of them I made some mistakes, especially this end down here. And trying to get the hurricane strap on some of the corner end pieces was a challenge. So this one I just gave up. It looks pretty sad, just because, and you can see this is the worst one by far, because my toenails coming from the outside in, I just kind of missed, and I put 2 of them through in that other direction. I don't want to do any more because I'm afraid of splitting the wood, but the one going in the other direction, the one you can't see, is actually locked in well. So I mean, I'm not super worried about it, just because the end board locks into the next one over, and once I put all the sheathing on, that'll be even more support. And then it's also like sitting in this, well, this isn't very strong, I got to take this board off, but it does have a little bit of support there. So this is the one that was the most challenging and the most frustrating. You can see most of my toenails, you know, are pretty clean. A few of them, they pop out just a little bit. You know, there's one that popped out just a little bit, but some of them, you know, I feel like they're pretty spot on. So that was that went a little better. I only did 2 nails for the toenails. I think you're supposed to do 3, but I'm not crazy worried about it because every single one has a hurricane strap, and apparently I missed a hurricane strap right here, so I need to come back and fix that. So everything has rafter hangers at the top and a hurricane strap on the sides, and then 2 toenails locking it in on the end pieces. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The support arms are interesting because the angle is really steep. I have to cut a 70-degree angle. And I wanted to, and so this is without, like, I didn't put this up first and then cut it. I cut it and then I put it up. So I had to get real precise with like measurements. And the reason why I wanted to do it like this, as opposed to what I did on the other one, is I wanted this on before I put the sheathing on, so that if a nail comes through or a screw comes through on the sheathing and it bites into this, it's got an extra something to grab onto. So that's kind of what it looks like all the way across. So I'm pretty happy. Again, the math this go around was a lot better. So you can see I actually drew everything, and then I put a screw in on each end on the bottom to rest this, so that because I'm only one person, so I can rest both ends and then drill a couple lags. So there's 2 thicker lags screws holding in each end. So kind of like the heavier duty lag screws, I also use to join walls together. So I got 4 joining each wall, like corner and like framing wall. See, because this was, even though this is one long wall, I built this in 2 pieces because I can't lift the whole thing. So then where they meet, the lag screws are holding them in. So basically all the corners and the middles where the wall is joined. So yeah, that's how it's going. It's 90 degrees or hotter every day. So I can only really work in the morning. It's just too hot. Like once it hits 11:30, it's too damn hot. So I've been trying to wake up a little earlier and get some work done. But yeah, that's pretty much the status of things right now. So once I get all these support arms for the rafters cut and in place, the next step will be the fascia and the soffits. And so for all the wood for the fascia, I've got 1-inch or 1 by 6 8-footers. So that'll get all the wood in place. And then what I decided to do for the soffits, because I don't really like any of the products I've seen at the local store, is I actually just have a aluminum insect mesh, and I'm just gonna run the insect mesh basically from before I put the fascia on the sides. I'm gonna run it from there over, and kind of like and then when I put the fascia on top, it's gonna lock it in on the outside. And then for whatever I do on the inside, once I start putting the sheet metal and stuff, the J channel at the top will butt up against it and kind of hold it in place a little more. But I am gonna like screw it or nail it in somehow into the like up into there, into the corner somewhere. So yeah, that's pretty much the status of things. Here's Macro. He's doing great. He still has his balls, but not for very long. We got to get him cut off in the next couple months. But he's been a super sweet boy. I mean, no problems. He just always wants to put my hands in his mouth. So, but yeah, he usually hides out under either the gazebo or the building. So wherever I am, he usually hides out under the building that I'm near during the day. So if I'm cooking, he'll be under the gazebo. If I'm working on here, he'll be under there. There's a pretty good crawl space under there. He can fit in there pretty comfortably without ducking or anything. So, yep, that's pretty much it. Ciao.